Hey, it's Kate. Today we're going to be talking about scapular locomotions, which is a long name for a really nice shoulder warm-up exercise. What we're aiming to do by doing this exercise is to get this shoulder blade or scapula moving a little more easily and nicely on the back of your rib cage, which actually translates into a better feeling in your shoulder when you're doing all kinds of different movements. And if you're someone who tends to have a little bit of like pinching in the front of the shoulder sometimes, or a little difficulty after doing overhead reaches and pressing and things like that, then this might be a helpful warm-up for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to think about the shoulder blade being like a piece of pizza. It's kind of a triangle. What we're aiming to do is to get that lower tip, that lower point of the pizza slice or triangle to move in a circle. So it's kind of a difficult movement at first, or at least it can be, because it's a little bit awkward to just use only the muscles that are around the shoulder blade to move it, rather than hiking up the top of the shoulder and really using all these neck and upper back muscles in order to move it around for you. That's kind of what we're trying to avoid, actually. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the arm out in a 30-degree angle from the body. The elbow is going to be straight, thumb's going to stay up, and it's going to stay here the whole time. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to make sure the rest of the body isn't helping us out by moving and wiggling around. So sometimes I put my hand on my rib cage just to remind myself not to let my rib cage kind of flex around to help. So then we're going to think about making a forward circle starting with just the tip of that shoulder blade. So we're going to extend the arm out in front of us by moving that shoulder blade around. Now, it's a subtle movement that takes a lot of practice and control, a little bit of brain sweat to get the hang of. It's definitely awkward at first. But the difference between using that little area around the point of the shoulder blade and using your upper back and neck muscles is this. If I'm using my shoulder to move it around, I'm doing this. If I'm using my scapula to move around, it looks like that. So from the back, how it's going to look is like this. You get a little bit more of a view of the shoulder blade here. So this time I'm going to go backwards and make a circle going backwards, because you want to do 10 in each direction. And then once you've got 10 of the 30-degree going forward and 10 of the 30-degree going backwards, then you can come out to 180 degrees. And again, you want to make sure that your rib cage is nice and under control. And we're going to start by making the circular motion going away from us. So arm is straight, thumb is up, shoulders are down away from the ears. And I'm just reaching and making that circular motion the best that I can by using that point of the shoulder blade. And then I'll go back in the opposite direction for a few. And I really want to try and keep my hand up and my shoulder the entire time as well. So again, from the back, here's how it looks. So I'm reaching away from my body for 5. Well, actually, 5 for me, 10 for you. And then back in, making a circular motion best that I can, using only my shoulder blade to move. So what I would recommend is doing 3 sets of 10, doing the 30-degree on your arm forward and back, 30-degree on your left arm forward and back, 180-degree forward and back, 180-degree forward and back for 1 round. And like I just said before, you're going to make about 3 rounds ultimately. All right, I hope you enjoy the scapular locomotions and that they give you a little more ease around your shoulder and make things feel better in general.